Russia's Christmas Day attack on Ukraine sparking a response by the White House. President Biden is now directing the Pentagon to continue the surge of military supplies to Ukraine, which he announced back in September. Welcome to a brand new hour of America's Newsroom. I'm Aisha Husney. Dana and Bill are off today. Good morning to you, Rich.
Hey, good morning, Aisha. I'm Rich Edson. A mad dash by the Biden administration to send U.S. military hardware to Ukraine before President Biden loses power. This is President-elect Trump is calling for a ceasefire. His special envoy to Ukraine and Russia says the incoming administration is more resolved than ever to bringing peace to the region.
Former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo saying Trump will make this very, very clear to Russia's President Putin.
What we saw yesterday, these attacks, these Christmas Day attacks were serious. President Trump understands this. He's been talking about a conversation with Vladimir Putin that will inevitably have to happen. You have to convince Vladimir Putin that the cost of continuing this conflict exceeds the benefit.
Let's go to senior congressional correspondent Chad Pergram. He's got more for us here in Washington. Hi, Chad.
Aisha, good morning. There's a big push by the outgoing president to get as many weapons out the door to Ukraine before he leaves office. President Biden condemned the Christmas Day attack by Russia on Ukraine's energy systems, which killed 7 people. President Biden said the Christmas attack was to, quote, cut off the Ukrainian people's access to heat and electricity during winter. The U.S. has sent $175 billion in aid to Ukraine since the war began nearly 3 years ago. It's doubtful the U.S. will continue assistance under the Trump administration.
Should Ukraine prepare for less aid from the United States after you're sworn into office?
Yeah, probably. Sure.
Mr. Trump says he wants to end the war quickly. Many Republicans are ready for something else.
The big question is, what is our position? What's our plan? What's the objective? And yet we're going forward without objectives, without a plan, $200 billion plus in a war. There's a way to end this with strong leadership.
The incoming president says European allies should bear most of the burden defending against Russia. His former Secretary of State says the U.S. still has a role to play.
I'm convinced President Trump and his team can build back a model which will protect America, protect Europe, and make the world more peaceful and stronger as we move into 2025.
There was no money for Ukraine in the latest government funding bill, even the one which was pulled. And it's doubtful the Republican-led Congress will provide more help for Ukraine next year. Aisha?
Chad Pergram live for us. Chad, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.